Welcome to day number 2. You know, I have heard Dr. Buckingham say certain lines over and over again. And one of them is, we are not going to do what I like. We are going to do what is most effective for the greater good. Boy, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be a rich man. As you navigate change in your life, this principle that he is about to unpack is going to be so very helpful to you. Enjoy.
The second thing that is going to be vital in this whole process is to develop statesmanship. And that, first of all, more than anything else, has to be developed in the leader. Oftentimes, leaders want statesmanship from their people, which they're never going to get unless they are really a consistent example of that statesmanship. And what do I mean by statesmanship? Having a vision for the greater good, regardless of how it affects the leader personally. I said I don't know how many times, we're never going to do what I like. We're going to do what is going to be best to get the results that we all want to see happen, regardless of whether it's my cup of tea or my comfort zone or what I'm used to or what I like or not. Has nothing to do with that. And let me tell you, just that attitude, and not only the attitude, but the doing of it, that develops trust. If the leader is willing to be like that, then I'm going to be more open to being that kind of an individual. And not only that, when the leader has that kind of an attitude, it gives everybody else the freedom to come up with ideas that they might ordinarily have felt would be an insult to the leader or would be resisted by the leader. But now this creates a free flow of great ideas and creativity, just because they know for sure that the leader is going to be open, because if he sees that this is something that is going to be for the greater good, he will be 100% for it. And so then, when that is the spirit and the example of the leader, there's far more likelihood that the people will follow. However, you can't take that for granted or just expect that to happen. It has to be taught. It has to be preached. It has to be illustrated in the lives of people who have been willing to make changes for the sake of the greater good, that everybody would know was not something that was enjoyable to them. But anything and everything that can be done on a continual basis to affirm the kind of attitude that people have, that they're willing to do whatever needs to be done for the sake of the greater good, then that is going to help in this whole process. This kind of statesmanship is going to be required because of an ever-changing culture. And things that seemed to work a while ago maybe will not work today or tomorrow. And so we've got to be tuned in to what is going on in the culture. And that sometimes is a very difficult thing for people to do, to make those changes. And rarely do they get made quick enough. But if there is this spirit, not what I want, not my desire, not my comfort zone, and not what I've been used to for maybe many years. And eventually, that value becomes such a high value that people will almost be proud of making sacrifice about things that they don't necessarily like for the sake of the greater good. And that's when you know that you've got some real statesman type people who are following your leadership as a statesman. But remember, as leaders, we have got to model that clearly and over and continually. Our greatest desire is just to be helpful to the leader, never to be hurtful, but just to be helpful. And so if you would like to see your organization go on to the next level, of course, it has to do with leadership and the development of leadership. And we have developed an online course that can help you in a greater way to really see that happen.